So I think a lot of people look at your life and think it looks really shiny and bright, which I'm sure it is, but there's definitely sacrifices and struggles that people don't see. What's the first thing that comes to your mind?
I don't think it's unique to me. I think every woman that picks up any project or passion or fully actualizes herself feels this guilt that I should be somewhere else, or like with the kids or at home, or there's always, and I'm getting comments all the time of I even had a video recently that Gary took a video of me. I'm walking in and he's like, you're walking in with a mission. And I'm like, I have FOMO. Like this week, there were all these things that I wanted to be part of, but I couldn't because I had to work, but it wasn't at home with my kids and my husband. And it's like, I want to be everywhere and do everything. And he's like, it's okay, this too shall pass. And one of the comments was of this like older lady, which I understand. She's like, really savor these years with the kids because they're going to grow up. And like, I get it. Yes. But also I'm never going to be this age again. You know what I mean? Like it's this, I don't know. It feels like you're always sacrificing something. It's either you or what you want, or it's either the time with the family. Yeah. Something else like work. Like there's always something.
Do you feel like when you say yes or no to things, there's like an immediate hell yes or hell no for you?
I've learned I haven't learned. I'm learning how to recognize them better. I really want to go on this trip. Like I go on enough trips. Yeah. So there's always this like, I'm still learning that like hell yes and hell no.
I understand what you're saying.
It's weird.
I don't know if we ever get it right in life. If there's a woman out there who's figured that out, I'd love to know.
She's lying.
Maybe.
I'm telling you, I don't think you ever get there. I think every experience is like when you after the aftermath, you feel like, okay, you just feel it intuitively. That wasn't the right answer. Like that came from, not from the core, Mm-hmm. Do you have it figured out or like close to?
No. I'm really working on this because I love people. I'm in the business of people. And so I can find somebody interesting anywhere I go.
That's actually amazing.
Thank you.
How do you get to care though? Do you always care?
Yeah, I've cared since I was a little kid. I just want to hear people's stories. It's the way that you always care sharing. Like you're so good at the share. I'm not.
You know what? I think that I'm playing a role. I think that I do love people. And I think that I do love stories.
Yeah.
I think I'm just like, I don't know why I said that. I do like people.
I think you do.
I think I like people.
Yeah, I think you do. But I keep saying yes to other people and no to myself because there's only a certain amount of time in the day. So I'm really, people that listen to the pod are going to laugh because they've heard me talk about this for like 4 years. I have not figured it out.
Something's going to happen where it's going to make you.
Hopefully I'll have a baby.
Choose yourself.
And then it'll make me choose them at least.
No, but you still will go back to having experiences where you have to choose yourself 100%. Yeah. I would try to figure this out before you have the baby.
I need to. I'm trying to figure out as much as I can because I feel like once you have a kid, you're just like reparenting yourself all the time.
But you'll do that anyways. I have to say the biggest thing, like a lot of people talk about how amazing it is to have children because there's obviously you love them so much and all of that. Yes. But I think that the most beautiful aspect of becoming a parent is that like you are seeing your inner child so clearly when you have your own kid, and they are the greatest teachers to everything that you need to attend to. Yeah. They really shine light on everything. Mm-hmm. Everything.
Yeah.
So.
Is there a lesson that your kids have taught you that adults never could?
Well, each of them taught me different things. I mean, my eldest he has so much confidence and he moves in the world like he owns it. Like I never had that as a kid. I don't know even how it feels like. There was this one incident where it was a big school function and it was actually honoring like someone that the school lost. My son did not know that person. There was no interaction there. And he decided to go on stage in front of like 300 people and make a speech about this person.
Whoa.
And I couldn't even control myself. I literally went under the table because my inner child was like screaming. Like, I could never. And I was like squeezing Gary's leg. I'm like, oh my God, what is he doing there? I've never experienced that in my life.
And how did he do?
He did amazing. Like, he made such a beautiful speech. He was so thoughtful, so beautiful, for his age. Like, everybody came up to us after and were like, wow, this is amazing. And
Wow.
I don't know what happened. It was like took over me physically. So he really taught me the art of like really owning who you are.
That's really cool.
And I'm still learning. Like, I'm watching him and learning. And this idea of just like, they don't like me. Yeah, whatever. Like, I don't care. I don't know if it's a show or not, but I'm like inspired.
Yeah.
My middle one he's more of like the asking questions. Like, he's very philosophical. So the questions that he asks always inspire me to dig deeper.
Is the middle one the one you did the podcast with?
I did it with two of them, the eldest and the middle one.
Okay.
But Benjamin is like, it's not his first time here. This kid just knows, you know? He's very like insightful. And then my little guy is just so joyful. And that's the theme of this year for me, joy.
That was my word this year.
Really?
Yes.
Mine too.
Really?
Wait, why was it your word?
The honest answer is there was a guy that I had dated a little bit, and he was like, because he's so full of joy. And he was like, you're so intentional and thoughtful and strategic. Like, what would it be like to just throw it all to the wind? And I thought, I've never even considered that.
What does that even mean?
To not center like work and like thinking about strategy and how do I get to a certain place in my career,
right?
And just follow the joy. And I love it. It's actually really been working for me.
So move from joy, okay?
I'm trying to move like with what feels good, not what I think I should do. I'm starting to sweat.
Yes.
That made me sweat.
We can actually...
I've never shared so much in my life.
I appreciate you. Yes, I agree.
I'll be texting you after, take this part out.
I think that's beautiful though. I feel like for me, joy came out actually from observing other people. And I'm like, oh, it showed me that I'm not fully leaning into joy in my life. Mm-hmm. I'm not fully like in there, I feel a little bit. I feel like 50%, 60%, but I'm always like in control.
Yeah.
Trauma response, maybe. But it's also, I don't know, it's kind of scary to move with purely
joy.
I
know it is, but it's also kind of freeing.
Have you experienced it? Did you have an experience where you're like, I moved from joy here?
I did, actually. This is like the worst part of our conversation.
You know what? You'll be surprised. The fact that your word was joy, my word was joy, you'll be surprised how many people
words was
joy this year.
That's cool.
Yeah, I'm telling you. That's always
really
the case.
Cool.
I told you, we don't have unique experiences.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
So for me, I observed other people doing it and I was like, okay, I need to do that more. And because they modeled it, I now know how it looks like. And I'm like, okay, need to lean into that.
That to me is one of the greatest gifts of womanhood.
Observing?
Yeah, because when you see a woman living in a way that you admire, it took a lot of sacrifices and hardship and discovery for her to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's almost like she's giving you a cheat code.
Yeah.
You're like seeing it and you're like, I could do that. I don't know 100%.
How.
But that looks good.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage. I've been really loving thinking about the amount of courage it requires to fully like figure yourself out and kind of do the rounds and come to this self-actualization. You know what I mean? Courage is a big word for me.
Why?
Because it takes a lot to stand up and say, I'm stuck, or I don't like the way I live, or there's more for me to find out. And then the courage to make the changes and to take the action. And then the courage to stick to it, to the boundaries and the new rules that you made. The courage to stand up to the norms that are not your norms anymore. Like, courage is throughout that whole cycle. You know what I mean? Oh my God, you're looking at me like this.
I love that.
Yeah, but that's a big word. I think that for me, we don't mention that word enough with women. Let's talk about timelines.
Okay.
Because you've been sharing your experience of you decided to freeze your eggs. Mm-hmm. You already did it. Mm-hmm. Was it like a big conversation on your podcast or social? Like you shared the journey.
I shared the whole thing. And that was actually one of the first times I've ever been really vulnerable on the internet. And I felt like I had the courage to be vulnerable because it didn't feel like it was about me. It felt like I was trying to demystify something that I felt at the time women weren't really talking about. Mm-hmm. And so I did like a docu-style thing, and I shared all like my stomach distended, the needles, all my feelings, the whole thing. And then I did a podcast with the doctor who did it with me.
Wow.
Because there's not a lot of information around it. Like it's not been around as long as IVF. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot more studies that have been done with IVF. And just for clarity, IVF is when you take the egg and then the man's sperm and make an embryo. Mm-hmm. When you freeze your eggs, it's just the egg. It's the first half of IVF. And the eggs are more fragile. They're harder to dethaw. You don't have as great of a success rate when you dethaw them. So you need more eggs.
A lot of them, yeah.
Yeah, which...
Was that a big decision for you to make?
Yeah, it was huge. I'm a really holistic person. Like I try not even to take Advil if I don't have to. And so the idea of putting hormones in my body terrified me. And I'm glad I did it. I got 15 eggs, 12 that were like genetically healthy, which is not really enough. I should have done another round to get 20 eggs. I just could not imagine doing it again.
Yeah, I heard it's a really hard one.
It was tough. It was the 6 months after were harder for me actually than the actual process.
Because you have to rebalance your hormones?
Yeah, I didn't even recognize it because I treat my body like a machine and I'm just like, let's get through it. But in hindsight, like I was overly emotional, I think, for 6 months. I was bloated. I didn't fit into my jeans the same way. Like it was just a lot of discomfort. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad I did it. And I'd never felt more proud of my body, which was cool. And I think you feel proud regardless of the outcome because you're like, you had the courage to try something.
What made you do it? Because you're only 34 now. So when did you do it?
32. So
what made you do it?
I really want kids. I do not want to miss that opportunity in my life. Mm-hmm. And I didn't have a partner. I still don't have a partner. And I was like, I don't know how long I'm not going to have a partner. What if I never find a partner?
Right.
And
what? Why would you think that?
I think I will.
Yeah.
But
you never know.
You never know. And it's like,
but I feel like also that pressure of the timeline.
Oh my God, it was so much. I constantly feel like I'm running out of time because of it. I wake up sometimes like ready for my day, like I'm running out of time. I have to go have kids. It's like,
that's kind of crazy. So many people don't realize that it's this clock ticking is so loud in your body and in your head as you get older. Like,
wow, I've never heard anyone say that. The clock ticking is so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Like, because you had kids so young, do you feel like the clock is ticking in other ways or no?
No. And you know what? When people ask me about how it is to be a young mom, there's obviously cons to it as well. But I have to say, there's the advantage is the fact that it's done. Yeah. And I'm still young and I can raise them and I can live my life and like I'm not, but on the other side, because I also had them so young when they were little, like I don't remember a lot of the first couple of years because I was in such a daze. Mm-hmm. I was a child myself in a way, so it was, I feel like when you're older, you're present. You can really appreciate the experience. Yes. I wasn't as present.
Did you feel that with your third more?
Even the birth with the third was so different because with my first, when they pulled him out and they put him on me, I didn't have this like maternal instinct kicking out of me. I was just like, what am I doing now? Second was a little bit better, but the third was just an out of body experience where it was just him and I. Even Gary still is mad at me because he's like, you didn't let me into that experience. Wow. He was beside me. I was 28, but it was such a like moment of just me and Maxie, and he like did not have room in there. I feel so sad for him because he really wanted to be part of it.
Yeah.
But I was very present.
But you're full of self.
But I'm full of self and that child that came out of me. And there wasn't enough room for everybody. But I think that was kind of the birth that helped me be at peace with the other two, where I didn't feel it. I'm happy that I had a completely different experience. But that was my third. So I think that older moms really like immerse themselves in that experience.
My good friend from growing up just had a kid at 38. She's turning 39. Was her first child. And she's so calm.
Yeah. You see?
And I'm like, how are you so calm? I'm more nervous than she is.
Yeah.
But I do think some of that is her age.
Yeah, the age really brings you down. Like you don't think about stupid stuff, you know, you kind of really focus on what matters.
Yeah.
I was thinking about a lot of stupid stuff.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the minus of it. But I can only imagine and like really sympathize with this idea of like, I need to do all of this. I need to build my career and I need to find a partner and I need to get married. That's a lot.
Well, what's hard too, I think, for women is a lot of times when you hit that stride in your career, because it takes time.
Yes.
If you're building, like it, unless you get like super fortunate, it doesn't happen overnight. So I'd say I'd probably hit a stride last year for the first time. I was 33 and like that's peak parenting age.
Yeah.
You know, and so a lot of times I think those two things collide. It's the one part of feminism that I think we're still trying to figure out.
I know.
It's really hard.
I know that's really hard. But I think you're doing a great job. And freezing the eggs is a great I think it's a great move to kind of reclaim some of that time.
I feel that way. I do think it took a little bit of the pressure off. It's almost like buying insurance. Do you think being a boy mom shaped you?
Yeah,
How
100%.
so?
I think I would mess a girl up if
What?
I had a daughter. Yeah.
No
I'll
chance.
be so scared. I'll be so scared.
I think you might have another baby.
Why you say that?
I just have this feeling, and I think it's going to be a girl. I'm on record.
I don't think so, because I just got used to this. Like I'm in a honeymoon stage with my kids.
Yeah.
And yes, I see them growing and I'm like, but I also just really believe there's like season for everything in life.
Yeah.
And you can't be greedy. I don't think I'll do well with a baby now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're in career mode.
I'm in career mode. I mean, like, I really want to prioritize my marriage, you know, and now we have the space to without like feeling someone is abandoned, you know?
Yeah.
So I want to like get into that phase in our lives.
I'm going to ask you the most personal thing. You can totally tell me to buzz off.
Okay. But
So I was at dinner with some of my camp friends. I used to go to overnight camp, which your kids are about to do.
Yeah.
And there was probably 8 women there, ages, I was the youngest, so 34 to 44, maybe even 48. And somebody made a joke like, who wants to have sex with their husbands? And they all laughed and were like, yeah, who wants to have sex with their husbands? And I was like, no one?
I always think about when you are not married and you are in or don't have kids and you are in that like group of people that have kids and are married.
Yes. I was so depressed. They probably never thought about the dinner again.
Well, they're not allowed to say stuff like that if there's a non-married woman at the table. There's like a rule.
They broke the rule.
They broke the rule. They go to jail.
I still think about it. I'm like, so should I just be having all of the good stuff now?
I mean, yes, but also there is a phase in marriage, especially when the kids are little. Listen to me. You really learn like all the things that you dislike about your partner when the kids are little, because they really amplify and they put you in like, not only that you're sleep deprived, you're also stressed, especially if it's your first. And you're figuring out this whole parenting thing. And there's just so many things at play.
Yeah.
And not even taking into consideration where you're at with your career or anything else. There's just so many factors that are really there like to test the kind of bond that you have. So those years are kind of interesting, and you also don't feel good. You don't feel like yourself, and it's difficult to like get back to that, you know, feel.
Yes.
But the reason why I'm saying like at this point in my life I want to prioritize my marriage is that we're past that phase and there's so much to like explore and do, and we're like different people than we were when we had kids or when the kids were 5 and 6. Like we're different people, especially Gary and I. We're very active and we're developing ourselves together and apart. So if you don't like remember that and go back to that it's like, hey, I need to now, go back to this and prioritize this, then you're like, oh, yeah.
Ew. I just don't want to feel that because I love that. Like, I know this may sound strange, but every guy I've ever seriously dated, there will be a moment where I'm on the couch and like I have to go to the grocery store. Somebody has to go get food.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, no, don't go. Like, I don't want to be apart from you.
But that's still there.
And that's what I'm hoping is not lost.
No, I don't think it's lost when you are connected with your partner.
Okay.
100%. It just looks different than the way it is when you just first start dating.
Okay.
But it's also, you have to participate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that there's a lot, and we talked about it with Gary. I'm like, I feel like it's our renaissance now.
Oh, I like that word.
Because the kids are older and they're going to start travel. I mean, they go to sleepaway camp and it's fun. It's nice. It's like discovering each other again,
It's time for you two again.
Because you'll be surprised. Throughout the marriage, there are times where you feel like roommates.
Yeah.
Because you are taking care of everything else. So that's a whole other journey, girl.
So you have a rule you don't talk about it in front of unmarried women?
Yes. It's the same thing with birth. I have like girlfriends that are like giving birth. I'm not going to talk about negative birth experiences. Like, you don't know.
But sometimes they should know, no? Like, they should know the
because
things.
you amplify everything. Like, you were sitting there being like, what do you mean?
Oh.
I'm not going to have sex with my husband? You know what I mean? That's how you look at it. But they're not giving you, like, context. And they're not giving you the complexity of it all. And the seasons. Like, there's so much there.
That's very wise.
Yeah. But they need to go to jail. They broke the rule.
Is it ever hard putting your marriage out into the public? Because I see some of the comments when you talk about Gary or have videos, and the two of you are very honest.
Like, too honest.
I respect it a lot.
America.
Too honest. That's the tagline. Too honest for America.
Especially Gary. Oh my God. Gary triggers people. Gary triggers women. And I understand. I understand why. Because he has a way, in the way he speaks and carries himself. He's very, also with his age, it's just like he knows who he is. He's unapologetic about it. And that's it. But the way he speaks sometimes, it sounds like facts. So for people, especially these days where everything is like a question mark at the end, it's hard.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I do think that's what it is.
100%. I'm telling you, I've been sitting dissecting it for years now.
Does it ever affect your actual relationship?
No, I think that it benefited our relationship because there are certain things where I was like, that's so interesting. You know what? Yeah, that is a bit like I wonder if he ever like looked at the way he responds to certain things. And I bring it to him and I'm like, just, see if that's something that you like about yourself or don't like about yourself, and do whatever you need to do with it. Whatever you feel right. I never want to change him. That's, to me, is like the number one thing that I've seen my mother fighting an uphill battle, trying to change her partners.
Okay.
So I never wanted to change Gary. But I do, as much as he brings things to me to show my potential, I bring things to him. And I feel like a lot of people, because I believe that everyone is a mirror, through a lot of conversations, I was like, hey, this is an interesting point.
Mm-hmm.
And he did take some of those to consideration. I did notice that his communication changed a little bit, but otherwise he's like, I loved him when he was, he was just very direct, rugged, and unapologetic. So I don't want that to change.
Well, you were also used to direct communication. Like, it sounds like your mom's direct.
Yeah. I appreciate that. I feel like it saves a lot of time. I also don't need things to sound a certain way in order for me to understand the message. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I think that right now, at this time and age, we're focusing a lot on delivery and less about the message. Mm-hmm. And I personally value more the message and what you're trying to teach me or show me than the other nuances. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Again, I think that's pretty wise.
Yeah. So I'm not triggered by those things.
Yeah.
But I understand how others are. You know what else that so many people got triggered, which was so interesting? Because when you do snippets from the podcast, people don't have context to the conversation. So there was this moment where I said, which is true, by the way, when the kids were little, Gary wasn't as present as I wanted him to be.
Mm-hmm.
He was obviously there, was providing, was playing with the kids. He was doing all the things, but you can tell that he's not in it. And
in your relationship or in the family?
With the kids.
Okay.
He wasn't skipping to do bath time or read a story or change a diaper, which in my head, I was like, that's what you'll be so happy to do. But in reality, that wasn't the case. When I came to him and I talked to him about it, he was very upfront with me. And he said, I don't enjoy it at all. I give you the support. You have a nanny. I'm there when you need me. You need me to be there, I'll be there. But I don't love doing it. So I'm just being honest with you. But I will come into the picture fully in a way that will exceed your expectations when they're going to be a little older. And I had to make the decision of am I making this an issue? Are we fighting about this? Or am I trusting him? And this is what it is. Right now, I'm nurturing them. This is the years of mommy. I have a nanny, I have help. He's there, obviously, around, but not in this capacity that I saw it to be. And when they turned, I would say 5, 6, he turned to be he became a super dad. And thank God, because otherwise I would be so fucking annoyed because I'm you promised me.
Yeah.
But I had this fear in me. I'm is he going to do what he promised me he'll do?
Mm-hmm.
And obviously he did above and beyond. He's now the main parent in the house.
Wow.
Which is amazing because the boys really need him now. He's shaping the man they're going to become. Where I am kind of taking the back seat. I'm there, but he's leading the way. And it's also
very
amazing
cool.
timeline because now I am able to focus on my career and what I want to do. You know what I mean?
It doesn't sound like such a bad thing if it works for you.
Oh my God. The things that there was this one woman, I confronted her because it pissed me off. She shared the video being oh my God, I feel so sorry for Valeria. Who's going to save her and tell her that this is not right? And I'm like, girl, you got a 2-month-old, your first baby, it's so interesting to me. But again, I'm no, this is not about me. This is how it's okay. Everybody can have their opinions. But that was very controversial for a lot of people.
Yeah.
So, but again, also, people watch 30-second snippet and they don't get the full context. But yeah, things like that. I think that these are real conversations and real life that's happening that no one talks about. So when women or men, married couples are dealing with it, they're something is broken. Something is wrong with us. You know what I mean? But it's so normal. And that's what we need more of.
And you're never afraid to share it, which is wild to me because I'm afraid to share everything.
Well, not everything.
Not everything.
You shared some stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel you're, I feel that you are ready to start opening up.
That's wild because I saw a psychic and she told me the same thing.
Really?
Yeah.
That's all the confirmation you needed.
You're a little psychic.
Me and a psychic? Wow.
So I always do rapid fire. Do you want to do that?
Let's do it.
Okay. Best perk of your job?
Meeting different people from all walks of life.
Ooh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would say being in the room. Some rooms, not all the rooms.
Right.
But same thing. You get to meet interesting people.
And that are not part of your network per se, which that I love.
Yeah, I agree. A simple way to build more of a following online. A quick tip.
Open up. Share yourself. Tell your story.
It's horrible.
Yeah, people need something to connect to, and I go back to this idea that social media made me such a better version of myself because in a way that was my therapy. I didn't need a therapist because I was going through it, doing it. Yeah, so if you're just listening and are okay to ask yourself the questions through these mirrors, you're able to learn a lot about yourself. So it takes a lot of vulnerability, but it's it's a work that like I'm so happy that I did.
That's cool. I always tell people to have pillars, brand pillars, like 4 things. Because sometimes, like, if you're an expert on everything, they don't know what to come to you for.
But I think that happens naturally.
You do?
Yeah, like who do you see that is expert in everything? You have natural inclinations towards, you know, things that you love to talk about. I don't know.
I see people that like are experts in psychology and they're posting about cooking and then they're posting their kids.
Yeah, but you see, these are people that are doing it wrong, and I'll tell you why.
Because they need the pillars.
I think, you know what, you're right. Actually, it's social media 101. As you know, we have creator method, so we talk about it all the time. But yeah, pillars are very important. But I also think that a lot of people, when they take their pillars too seriously, they're blocking their creativity. So exactly. So this is geared towards you.
Thank you, Valeria.
Let's say I'm going to
Now I feel naked.
I'll talk about the psychologist, right? Not to put you on the spot, but the psychologist, let's say, they have their expertise, they have their pillar. I think it's a beautiful way to connect with the audience when you show your humanity and different aspects of your life, if it's cooking or children. But if you don't have an aspect of your main pillar in that other content, then you're losing it. So when you're cooking, you can talk about something that connects to psychology. When you're with your kids, you somehow connect it to a lesson or something in psychology. That way, you're able to play around, connect with your audience, but it's very clear that you're an expert in this.
That's a really great tip. I love that.
Thank you.
Yo, the creator method works.
Truly.
One thing you love most about your life right now?
I don't know. I love everything. I'm so annoying. I'm sorry. I love everything.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. I've been very intentional in creating the life that I have now.
Mm-hmm.
So no complaints.
How long have you felt that way?
I would say the past 2 years. Mm-hmm. But I think moving to Miami was a huge shift for me because I didn't realize how much energy I was spending trying to match my energy to the city I was living in before, Toronto, which I love. I love Canada. I love Toronto. But at some point, I was vibrating in a different way. And that environment wasn't fostering, like it wasn't something that kept me going. So I was working so hard to continue being motivated and inspired. And once we moved to Miami, it's like click, and it's truly magical what happens to you when you are where you're meant to be.
What's hard about your life right now?
I wouldn't say hard. I would say challenging. Sometimes it's just the constant balls in the air that you need to catch. But I don't think it's something that's hard to figure out. It just requires me to like be more diligent and like clear and scheduled.
Yeah.
So
I think mine is that a lot of times when we want professional growth, it actually comes from personal growth. And I think I probably have to make some decisions in my personal life in order for everything else to flourish.
I mean, I think that you know exactly what you need to do because it's a theme that came up a few times in our conversation. So,
okay.
If
this version of you, or if the version of you from 10 years ago could see you now, what would surprise her the most?
Oh my God, that I have the courage to do what I do. Just like showing up every day and sharing my point of view. It's insane to me. It blows my mind.
That's cool.
What about you?
I think making a living doing something I love that I kind of like created from thin air. When I moved here, like everyone thought like it was a joke. Like how do you make money being a TV host or like a journalist or any of that like in today's world without like a proper job?
Yeah.
I like started on the internet. I didn't start at a local news station really.
But you did your rounds.
Yeah. I went back there.
Right. You did all the things. You took all the stops. You just did it very quickly and realized very quickly that it's not the path.
A book that changed your life, something you think everybody should read.
I feel like I say the same books every time, but it also, I've realized that book needs to meet you at a certain point in your life. You know what I mean? Because there's so many books that got recommended to me and I picked them up and I'm like, does not make sense. So it really depends where you're at. But for me, in different points in my life, New Earth, Eckhart Tolle was really like powerful for me. That really made me look at motherhood and emphasize how important for me to find kind of my own identity aside from all the roles that I was playing. So that was New Earth. How to know a person was very amazing for me when I started with the podcast. Just really gave me an insight into how to have conversations and see people. And then A Man's Search for Meaning was
Viktor
also
Frankl.
very powerful, that I still like go back to all the time. So those three, I would say my top three.
Those are great. I can't believe you read A New Earth. I pick it up and I'm like, what does any of this mean?
But that's the interesting thing. I didn't read it entirely.
Yeah.
And it's the kind of book that I pick up once a year and it connects. Sometimes I land on a chapter. I'm like, this is exactly what I needed. And a lot of other times I'm like, yeah, no, not there yet.
Yeah.
Understand this, you know?
Yeah.
But that to me is one of the most powerful books. The ones that you know there's something in there, you just haven't reached that point to really understand it yet.
Yeah.
I love it. So I always go back to it. I want to hear yours.
Mine is Oprah, which sounds trite, but her book that is, what is like Wisdom on Sundays or something. The chapters are titled like Purpose, Resilience. And so sometimes when I feel like I need a pick me up, I go to whichever chapter's calling me and I feel like, okay, that's what I needed. Like I just needed whatever those words were.
Yeah. I never read that. I'm going to
I'll
pick
send
it up.
it to you. It's a quick read. Something every woman should try once. What came to your mind first?
Go to Saint-Tropez for the weekend with the mystery man.
Go to St. Bart's.
Or St. Bart's, whatever
Yeah.
works. I think everything you need to try once. What do you mean? You're only here once.
I love that. Really being on your own.
Just once?
Yes. Like you don't have to be on your own for like a long time, but like feeling like you could stand on your own 2 feet without anybody else, I think is like so powerful for a woman. And so I think you can do that in partnership.
Yes, definitely. But you first need to know how it feels.
Yeah.
On your own. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the number one thing I keep reminding myself, especially as my kids getting older now, I think the most monumental like moment in my life was when I left home early on, because I learned to be alone without being lonely.
Yeah.
That was really powerful.
Big.
And I was never scared being alone again.
And there are many times in your life where all you have is you, even if you have a parent or a relationship.
100%.
Yeah.
That's why you need to be selfish. You see, full circle.
Yeah.
I can do this for another probably 4 hours. Where are we at? How long have we been recording?
Hour 43.
Oh my God. We have 2 podcasts.
Truly. It'll be like part
Yeah.
1, part 2. This
Yeah.
was so good.
So
We're going to do
good.
it again.
I know. We have a thing.
You still interviewed me? You interviewed,
But you interviewed me kind of.
but it was a kind of a conversation.
I think we did it.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
And me. I'm
Thanks.
proud of us.
Thanks for making me go outside of my comfort zone.
Anytime, babe.
It was so good.